2 next to the 7 sacraments. Okay? That's going to form the second part of the course, the catechesis. Okay, what we've had until now is a lot of introductory things to the Catholic faith. Last week, when we got into creation, we sort of dived into number 1. Right, the creed, the maker part. But from here on out, we're just going to kind of follow this progression. All right, so the creed, the 7 sacraments, and what would be next? I'm going to guess is maybe pick something from the sheet that we should go over. 10 Commandments. Very good. Very good. That will be number 3. Okay. The 10 Commandments. Okay. For centuries and centuries and centuries, the church has decided this is the way to break down catechesis, right? To organize a discussion about faith. Okay. So I just want to point out those 3 things. And that's it for introduction. Now, last week we talked about creation, and I did not talk about evolution. Okay, so we have to talk about that. I know I got some questions about it, right? What's the deal with evolution, right? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Can you believe in it? Can I believe in evolution and creation, right? And the answer is yes. Yes, of course. Right? St. Augustine, already in the 4th century, was figuring out whether or not Genesis, the creation story, should be interpreted in a literal fashion. Right? So this is not a new question. It's gone back quite a ways. Now, he wasn't really aware of evolution at that time. But he said if anyone should find something about these matters, if anyone should find out anything about creation, let's say evolution, if somebody discovers evolution, of such a kind that it would be at variance with the perception of his own rational faculties, let him believe these other things are no way necessary to the admissions or accounts or predictions of the Scriptures. It's a little confusing, but if anyone should find something about these matters in our books, right? So the books tell us, Genesis tells us what? Creation happened in 6 days. Right? 6 days. But if science tells us that it didn't happen in 6 days, it really happened in an instant. Right? Big Bang. Right? Then we must reinterpret our books. So Genesis is not to be interpreted in a literal fashion. And the church, as evolution has become more and more of a accepted theory, right? The church has said more about it. Right? John Paul II said, today, new knowledge leads us to recognize in the theory of evolution more than a hypothesis. Right, so that's the big news. It got headlines everywhere, right? The Pope said evolution is more than a hypothesis. So, now the truth is that, yeah, of course, God can use so many ways to bring about what? The creation of the human person. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the human person. And the one thing that you'd have to hold on to, even if you were to assent to everything that evolution proposes, is the uniqueness of the human person. Right? That the human soul is God-given. Right? The human soul is not biological, did not come about through evolution. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying evolution worked itself out such that finally there was this creature who was just ready for God to make a human person, right? To infuse that pre-man with a human soul. Right? Because God can use secondary causes to bring about, right? To bring creation up to that level. Does that make sense? So there's a lot more to say there, but good, right? It enriched our knowledge of the development of life forms and the appearance of man. Okay? So, yes, we must hold on that there is a creator. Evolution, great. That's a wonderful, theory, and maybe more than a hypothesis. What John said, all we have to do is hold on to the uniqueness of the human person, right? The immortal soul of the human person was not biologically involved into, right? The matter of bringing an animal to a point where it would be fit for a human soul is quite possible. Any questions about that? Okay, so last time we left off with a very exciting topic, original sin. Great sin, right? The world is not as it should be, right? The world is not as it should be. And we understand sin, right, not as just a mistake, rather the rupture of a relationship, right? The Catechism says, to understand what sin is, one must first recognize the profound relation of God to man. Right? God created man in his own image, and even revealed truths to man. Right? Moved towards man, was close to man, and yet our first parents rebelled and disobeyed. Now, what was their sin? Right? Genesis tells us that the original sin was pride. Right? It was going beyond our limits. Right? St. Maxim says that the account in Genesis tells us that we tried to be like God, which is pretty good. Right? We should try to be like God. Yet they tried to do it without God and for God. Right? God had given them everything in the garden, except you don't eat from that one tree. Right? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He gave them a limit on their freedom. And they were past the limit. Right? That is the original sin. Right? To go against God. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, right, symbolically evokes our limits, the insurmountable limits that we must recognize and respect. Okay? So we all have limits. And that was the fall, right? The fall. Now, original sin, right? This is the result of the fall, right? And this is a picture from literally 24 hours ago. Because I baptized 3 baby boys last night. I removed original sin from that. Right? That's what happens at baptism. Right? So if you're here and you're not baptized, get excited for baptism. It's going to be great. One of the things is the removal of original sin. Now, what is original sin? What is it? I've heard different ways to try to explain it. Maybe this could be helpful. And it has to do with babies. Imagine that one of these children, right, was put into a room the day after they were born. Okay, they were given all the food that they needed. I don't know, like some tube, like breast milk, like on a new milk or something. And the little baby like knew to go get it. Right, just locked in a room all by itself. All the food it needed. All at the comfort it needed, or at least enough to, like, I don't know, somehow you just keep it alive, like in a room, all by itself. Right, for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Start changing the food around so it still grows. Let's just say, I don't know what the room, like it's just by itself, completely by itself. Okay. You open the door at age 20, let's say. Open the door at age 20. All right. What's that person like? It's not a person. That's pretty bold. Finn went right for it. He said, that's not even a person. Well, what do you mean, Finn?
Well, it's like they don't have any experience, knowledge, I mean, they wouldn't know how to talk, they wouldn't know anything. They'd be a baby. I guess, they'd be a big baby.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's a little conjecture, I mean, no one's ever done this, thankfully. Maybe there's been some really, there's this movie called The Real. Have you seen that movie? Who's seen it? No one's seen this movie? You guys? Maybe there's 2 movies called The Real.
There's one that's like,
Yeah.
No, there's another one. There's another one where it's a mother and child walking in the room. It's pretty awesome. You have the book. Okay. All right. So maybe that's a decent. We don't know exactly, but you get where I'm going with the idea. That at age 20, that person is not going to thrive. There's been so many years that they've missed out on, right? And it's tempting to say that they would not even be like a person. Now we might hold on to their human dignity. But, I mean, by nature, just naturally, right, the human person needs so much to make it function. We need a lot. I mean, I don't know if any of you are parents here. I'm not. But I've been around parents with little kids, right? And this is crazy how much they have to do. Right? Now, part of that would be the case even without original sin. Right? But we are born into this world in need of many things. And even that status of being needy is part of the original sin, right? Even we have all the natural, like food elements in need. Okay. Now, original sin is being born into the world, not desiring God above all things. Right? We are born into this world desiring lesser goods. And that's the state of our condition. Right? And it's a unique thing because, right, we didn't do anything. Right? It's passed on. It's passed on to us. Right? That's why we say it's contracted and not committed. Right? I'm not sure what's going on in the third world. I forgot that. But we are in now a fallen world. The dramatic situation of the whole world is in the power of evil. The whole world, which is in the power of evil. That's a quote from Jesus. And this makes our life a battle. Right? C.S. Lewis said that we, in this world, we are in enemy territory. We're actually behind enemy lines. Only in heaven we will reach the end of that. I don't know if it feels like that to you once in a while, doesn't it? I'm not every moment. But that's the situation with the original sin. Right? And yes, so the effects, right? We end up being a little bit like Homer Simpson, right? These are the effects of original sin. Right? Insubordination of the passions. Right? We desire things that we should. We desire things that we should. Darkening of the evil. Weakening of the will. Right? We also know that the original sin affects not just us personally, but our relationships. We see this right away in Genesis. Right? Adam, God asks Adam, who gave you the fruit? Or, no, who ate of the tree? It's Adam and Eve did. God says to Adam, who ate of the tree? And Adam says, the woman you cook with me. Right? He doesn't even acknowledge Eve's name. Right? So right at the beginning, there's this rupture in our relationships. Right? There is competition. There is jealousy. There is envy in our relationships. This is an effect of the original sin. Right? And that's right. I think we all experience that. Now, the image of God, which we talked about last time, with original sin, it's weakened, but it's not completely destroyed. Right? And so, thankfully, we are still in the image of God. Right? We're not as we should be, but we're still in the image of God. Right? We're not. God didn't strike down everything. Right? The effects of original sin were not complete destruction of our image. Right? And lastly, this word concupiscence. Right? This is what the church means by desiring or a tendency towards sin. Right? Desiring things that we shouldn't. Okay? And even baptism doesn't remove this. Right? So for those of you who are baptized, you know that life is not like super easy. Right? Still sin, you still desire things you shouldn't. Right? And I remember, like, when I first learned about baptism and original sin, this was a big obstacle for me. I'm like, God, why did you just, first, why did you remove original sin? And then remove concupiscence too. I think it'd be a lot easier. You know? I think if I didn't tend towards sin. Right? And that's a big question, but one of the reasons is that we would have become so proud. That we would have thought that we were God. And we would probably fall back into sin like Adam and Eve, right? So even after baptism, there are still effects of the original sin that remain. In fact, all of these, in some way, remain. Okay? And so, our status now is that we stand in need. We are in need of a Savior. Right? This is probably the most. This passage in the New Testament is one of the most vivid. It's the most vivid about our situation. St. Paul says, all of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath. Some other translations say, by nature we were children of wrath. Right? And that's what I meant by that example of the child who's sort of given all the natural needs that it has, but then at age 20 sort of let out of the room and is likely really, that's hard to imagine, probably really vicious, or at least really incapable of communicating with others. Right? The human person can do terrible, terrible things. We're not going far in history. So, I knew that was going to be a brightening, lovely topic. Okay, now, so that's kind of wraps up our creation, man, and original sin topic. So, but any questions about original sin and its effects? You guys go if you like it, or don't like it. Okay. Now, on our syllabus, I think next is actually we're going to have the topic of Jesus, but we're not going to get there tonight because I'm going to insert another topic, which is very important, very big, but we're going to fly through it tonight, and that is the history of salvation. The history of salvation. So, we might remember these paragraphs from the Catechism from some of our first classes, right? That in Revelation, right, God has a divine pedagogy, right? A divine way of teaching. how does he teach? In stages. In stages, right? Slowly revealing more and more to the people of Israel of his divine mind, right? So revelation involves a specific divine pedagogy, right? It prepares man and welcomes him by stages. And tonight we're going to go through some of the stages. Because I think last week I jumped ahead a little bit by talking about things in the Old Testament that we weren't quite ready to talk about. So don't worry, tonight it's going to be like flying through the Old Testament. So get ready. Tatiana.
Would we have revelation if the fall hadn't happened?
Brilliant question. Brilliant question. People have written books about that question. Right? Some people say yes, some people say no. Right? We know that and before the fall, man was in a state of peace, of perfect harmony with God. He didn't stand in need of a Savior. So, if original sin hadn't happened, we wouldn't need a Savior. But God is generous, even in Revelation. He's always kind of over the top generous. It's like God's forever. So those who say that, yes, we would have had revelation, they say that because they say, oh, God would have wanted to show himself to us, like fully, even more than Adam and Eve knew, like the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Like, did Adam and Eve know that God was Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Did our first parents know that? Probably not. We would have known God as their creator. So, awesome question. I say yes. I feel honored. It's a whole discussion. I say yes. God will show himself. Because that's what God does.
This one, I follow my hypothesis to say that the fall is predestined.
The fall is predestined. Now that's, God knows everything, right?
He said that God predestined the fall back because he wanted to show something to creativity. That's what he started saving the
Right. That would be, there's some problem saying that, I think. Right? Because God gave man freedom, right, to choose. And so predestination is a Catholic word, but it's often used differently in a Catholic context than it is in a Protestant context. Okay. God did not wish all of these effects of sin. Right? He did not wish us to be designed to go on, right? So, okay, again, right, revelation occurs, right? God moves towards man by both deeds and words. Right? The plan of revelation is realized by deeds and words having an inner unity. Right? God does things, and he also has words, which the prophets speak, and which some of them eventually are written down in what is the Bible. Right? And this here is the Holy Bible, right? The canon. It was by apostolic tradition that the church discerned which writings are to be included in sacred books. Right? This is called the canon of Scripture. All right, so there's a difference between revelation and Scripture. What's the difference?
Revelation is always happening. Mystery and Scripture.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Revelation is the historical event. The Scriptures are the inspired word which captures the event. Okay. Right? And it's the inspiration. Right? Sacred Scripture is inspired. Right? So who's the author? Right? God or man? The answer is classic answer, both. Both. Okay. The church, relying on the faith of the apostolic age, accepts the sacred and canonical books on the grounds that the inspired human beings, right, to offer. So there's also human authors. Right? God made full use of their own faculties and powers so that they're true authors. Right? They can sign to writing whatever he wanted to and no more. Right? And we know some of the authors. Right? Who wrote some of the books of the Bible? Anyone know? Who's an author? St. Paul, he wrote 13 of the 27 books of the New Testament. Who else? We get the evangelists, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Right? The Old Testament, I guess it's a little harder. It's a little harder in the Old Testament than we go. So we know that there's prophets, right? A lot of times those prophets would have spoken and others would have written down. Okay, now, again, this gets back to the stages idea, right? But it is complete, right? The Christian economy, the new and the definitive covenant will never pass away. We're not expecting any more public revelations, right? So Revelation is finished. And somebody asked me, why don't we have any more books in the Bible? Why are there no more books? Well, there's nothing more to be revealed. Right? It's complete. Right? Everything we have from now on is just a commentary on this. And yet, Revelation, even though it's complete, it hasn't been made completely explicit. It remains for Christian faith gradually to grasp its full significance over the course of centuries. Right? Because right at the moment, right, so Jesus rises from the dead on Easter, he goes back to heaven 40 days later, right? When he leaves, does everyone know exactly who he is? Right? What do we call the people who got it wrong in the beginning? It's not a very nice word. Heretics. Right? Heretics. Right? I mean, there were some pretty smart heretics. Right? But it was hard to understand Revelation. Right? God became a man in Jesus. How is that possible? Right? It's something. It's easy to mess that up. Right? Maybe say the wrong thing here or there. Okay, so Revelation was complete. That's why there's no more books. But it has been made completely explicit. Right? And so this Nicene Creed that we're looking at on the sheet, what year was that? 381 is the final version. At 381, that's a few years later. Right? But that's what happened. Revelation had to be made explicit. It took a lot of wrestling with it. Right? People had to get it wrong, some people got it right. They made one in 325, it was the Nicene Creed actually in 325. And then like 50 years later in 381 they said, hey, we didn't say enough about the Holy Spirit, we're going to have some more stuff about the Holy Spirit. Or the Holy Spirit's God. So they added something about the Holy Spirit. Right? They were making explicit revelation. They were putting it into this form that could be passed on. So that we would get it right. So that we would get it right. Okay? So like when we read the Nicene Creed, it's like, thank you, Lord, that this is here. Right? That it's distilled in this formula. That I can know that this is not wrong. This is right. This is really true. Okay? Any questions about that? John?
What is prophecy not power of revelation?
Prophecy is. Yeah, I mean, the prophets.
I say already get one, for example.
Oh, sure, okay, yeah. So right here, no new public revelation. No new public revelation. Right? So, you may have heard some private revelations, such as what? like Our Lady, she appears everywhere, right? Mary? Mexico, where else? Portugal, right? There's different apparitions that have taken place. Right? Those are private revelation, right? The church says, yeah, that's worthy of belief, but you don't have to believe that. That's private revelation. It's not public. The public revelation is finished with the death of the last apostle. Actually, that's kind of the official finish date.
What's the difference between public revelation and private revelation?
Private, it refers to any revelation after the death of the last apostle. And it's a much different status than public revelation.